Okay, guys, we'll go ahead and get started. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Technology is not always my friend. Yeah, I run an online business, so that means you do not have to have it all figured out. Yay! So, um, so this is Brooke. I'm Brooke, and this is our Tuesday night team call. So tonight, honestly, this agenda just came from the different conversations I've had with the ambassadors in the last like 24, 48 hours of different things that have come up. So this is totally just all thrown together of different things that I feel if other people are asking, there's probably more than one person feeling the same way or having the same questions or going through the same situation. So I'll kind of go through what I have, and then Aaron might add something, and then we can kind of just go from there and, open mic for any questions at all. So I was having a conversation with an ambassador today, but I've had this conversation with a few ambassadors in the last few days, in the last week or so, about feeling stuck, right? Where you feel like you're not going anywhere. And how do you address that? Or how do you move forward? Or how do you feel unstuck? And I don't know how many of you guys got the privilege of watching Dave's coaching calls way back when, but if you ever said you were stuck, he would be like, and he would stop you dead in your tracks and say, you cannot say that you're stuck. You can say that you are, blessed to be a senior gold ambassador and that you are embracing the journey and loving where you are. And there's a lesson to be learned before you move on to the next step or whatever you want to say, but you cannot say that you're stuck. We're focusing on the positive part because truly, I always go back to what was my goal with Plexus. My goal was to be less anxious and to have more energy. So again, I'm sitting here as a Sapphire ambassador, but no worries. I got you. Okay. Hang on. Hang tight. Okay. I think I got him. But literally, if I've accomplished those things, then I've accomplished my goals. Everything else is icing on the cake, right? Like I didn't plan to share. I didn't plan to have a business. But now, I am going for those things and I have big goals, but those are my goals. So every single day that I've accomplished being closer to wellness and farther from illness, every single day that I have had more energy and I'm not a monster, every single day that I am less anxious and a better wife, I have accomplished those goals. And so you can't feel stuck when you feel well. So think about that. You've always hit a goal when you get out of bed, take your supplements and do self-care. So then you can worry about the rest of that. So also a few conversations that maybe you feel stuck because you're cold messaging or you feel like you're messaging people and you're not getting anywhere or you're not sure how to message. So there are several ways to do that. So obviously cold messaging or cold contacting is reaching out to somebody for the first time. What I always say is, people think that this cold message has to be something super fancy. They think that it has to be, hey, this is Brooke, and I'm not sure if you heard about Plexus, but it does this, and it balances blood sugars and gives you, 300 facts about Plexus. I would actually encourage you not to do those kinds of things. I would encourage you just to reach out to people. Your message doesn't even have to include the word Plexus. In fact, probably maybe it shouldn't. If you haven't talked to this person for 12 years, you probably shouldn't say, hey, I'm selling vitamins and it's Plexus. You want to buy them from me? Like nothing's going to make them run for the hills more than that. So just reaching out and being yourself and being you and having a genuine interaction and loving on people. That is what it's all about. It's just that connection. So most of my cold messages a lot of them are, hey, I saw your kids on Facebook, or hey, I saw you guys took a trip. What did you love best about that? Like I've been interested in going there. I don't make something up, but I start a conversation with people. And eventually you're going to continue that conversation through Facebook Messenger or through text message or through a phone call or through talking to them in person at the grocery store, whatever that might be. And eventually that's going to come around to Plexus. I can tell you, I think she'll be a new ambassador sometime soon. I talked to her today and gave her information. We have talked and formed a relationship. So you could consider cold contact number one the first day I ever met her. Every conversation since then, you can consider those all follow-ups of that cold contact, even though they never contain the word Plexus. And today she asked me about probiotics. I'm like, I love probiotics. And I said, I think our Probio 5 is the best. And I said, I'll tell you why, because of the digestive enzymes and the antifungal. I really don't think there's anything else out there like it. I said, it's just really changed our kids' lives and our lives. And that was it. And I left. Nothing else was said. I wasn't really like pitching Plexus to her. She asked me my opinion on probiotics. 30 minutes later, I had a message saying, I'd really like to talk to you more about Plexus. She said Plexus for the first time. I never mentioned Plexus. I have just formed a relationship with her, and I'm living out Plexus in front of her with energy with my kids, being being that walking billboard for what we do. So just know that when you're doing what you do and you're talking to people, that is still talking to people. That still counts as a contact. It's no different than sending a message and saying, hey, happy birthday, or hey, I liked your shirt today, whatever that might be. That's still a cold contact. So relationships are what cold contacting is. So the other thing about that is, what if you reach out to people and you have cold contacts, but you don't follow up with those? That's not good. We have to follow up with those. And the reason being, you might contact somebody 12 times and they may never reply, ever. And that doesn't mean you keep saying, have you tried Plexus? Have you tried Plexus? Have you tried Plexus? Like, that's not what I mean. I mean, you're starting a conversation, right? We want that conversation going. And at some point, you're going to continue a conversation, and not to a weird degree. If they aren't replying, then you can kind of decide whether you reply in a week or a month or a few months. I mean, if there's major things going on in their life, maybe it's not right away, but you continue to reach out to these people, okay? You continue to follow up with all these people, because you never know when that person is going to be ready. It's what I call on their Plexus time. It is there. It's their choice, not yours. And if you force them, so Erin says in the chat, it took a year of following up for Megan to get Erin to join. So I'm pretty sure Megan's really glad that Erin joined her team. So it's worth a year of follow-up if it gets me to join your team. I have not posted my new person yet that just joined me this week, but I think I'd have to look back through messages, and I'm pretty sure we've been talking for 2 years. And we just keep back and forth. And we sat down probably a year ago for iced tea at the well and discussed Plexus. I gave her samples and she told me she'd be ready. Well, then she disappeared and went the witness protection program again. And then we have talked back and forth, and I knew when she was ready, she would be ready. And last week she messaged me and said, I'm ready to join Plexus. And then in all my Brooke-isms, I typed in all bold, like capital letters, are you serious? And then she didn't reply. And I was like, I was really just kidding. And then she's like, no, I'm just kidding. And she joined my team. So I was hoping I didn't scare her off. But she is that personality. I can tease her a little bit because I knew when she was ready, she would be ready. But you continue to follow up with these people. So Liz and I talked about this just today, that, we talk about following up with these people. We never want to get to the point that we're convincing them to join our team, we're talking them into joining our team, or we're begging them to join our team. That screams desperation, and it's something we learned about in Romy's book, right? And what happens is it gets us to have the wrong people join our team. We know what Plexus can do for them, so we all want to change their life like yesterday. And we know the knowledge we have, and so we want to share that with them, and we expect them to do the same thing with that knowledge. Well, Romy also says that common knowledge does not mean common action. So just because they know what gut health is, just because they might know it's good for them, doesn't mean they're actually going to act on it, join our team, or take our products, or do it consistently, or change their lives, or have a positive mindset, keep going. So when we talk those people into joining our team, like this girl who just joined me, if I had begged her and talked her into joining when we first started talking 2 years ago, my guess is she would have fizzled out right away. But now she's ready. This is her time. She told me she's ready. So I think she's serious, and she's at a point in her life that she wants to be healthy. So this is all on her, and I really think it's going to make a difference. So it's one of those things that we always try to move them through our funnel. And if you guys didn't do Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy Neustadt, that is moving people from the point when you first talk to them to the point where they either join your team, they purchase as a customer, or they give you referrals because they've told you no, heck no, and heck no, but I'll refer my friends to you because I want to help you out. So that's moving them through that funnel. That's okay. Sometimes that funnel takes longer for other people. Like for this girl, it took 2 years. But if I had pushed her through and made her do it before she was ready, she would have never stuck it out and been consistent. So if Erin would have messaged me or pushed me when I wasn't ready, like nothing makes me run the other way than like somebody trying to, if I feel like I'm trying to be taken advantage of, or if somebody's too aggressive. And I think I can probably be too aggressive. But if you do that to me, like I'm putting my hands up, I'm like backing up and I'm running for the hills. Like there's something not wrong. So be aware of that. And sometimes it's because we want to hit a goal, or there's a contest, or we really know what's good for them. But just be aware of, we shouldn't be attached to that outcome, right? So we're going to cold message, cold contact, even if it's just reaching out. We're going to follow up, and we're not emotionally connected with the outcome of what they say. whether they say yes, no, or whatever. We're not emotionally connected. So we're not going to be desperate or scared or offended when they tell us not yet. So no means not yet, because they're still going to join our team. And the other thing that I thought about, Erin and I were visiting and just thinking about like who we are and who God made us to be. So I'm a blue. I'm not super organized. I try to have a planner. It's pretty well filled out, kind of, sort of. I try to do things better, but I'm a blue. I'm a social person. That is who I am. And so Erin and I were talking about that. Like if I tried to be Erin, like, and crunch numbers and like have all that, like seriously, like record, like her planner would make me have hives. Like I think it does. And my planner probably makes her want to vomit because it is like, and then I scratch out things in pen and I change them and I write them on the wrong day and I make an arrow over. I mean, she would die if she saw my planner. And I know Angie's on here because I've seen Angie say, I'm writing this in pen. Are you sure? Like, so I try harder. I mean, since I've said this before, the only planner I've ever owned outside of college is the Plexus planner that I've won. And I love them. But I have to be me. God made only one you, and you are unique and authentic, and you are genuinely you. And so you're not supposed to be anybody else. You're not supposed to be, you know, if you're a yellow with a big heart, you can develop other characteristics, but you don't need to be a red and have numbers and push and aggressive and be like that. You can do that a little bit because it helps us to be a little bit of a rainbow, right? And spread out a little bit, but you don't have to do that. Like, and when you do, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, the people around you who know you well, like, see totally right through that. So that kind of goes with posting, with sharing, with how we carry out our business, with how we carry out just everything. If you're not authentically you, those that know you well see right through that. Those that don't know you well probably see right through that if they've got any sort of a people radar. So you're like, I'm not really sure. So you can try to do those other things, but it's really hard to be anything but you. I've often said, I'm too lazy to be anybody but me. Like that is way too much work because I'd have to be it all the time. And I don't have that much effort to be different all of the time. So you're just going to get what you get. And that's okay. You have to own it. And I think we all bring something unique to the situation. So when we're sharing, when we're reaching out, when we're posting, there is no golden template. There is no perfect way. It is your way that is uniquely yours. And I think the longer I do this, the more I realize that when we kind of don't go where we want to go, or we're not moving as fast as we want to move, or we're not getting the results that we want to get, maybe it's because we're not being us. Maybe we're trying to sell someone else to these people, and your people are like, whoa, like, I don't know who you are, but I'm not buying that. Like, I'm not going to buy from someone who's not genuine. And we don't mean to be not genuine, but when we're anybody but ourselves, we're not genuine. So, and I'm sure Erin might have something she may have something to add to that, but that's just some things that I've had kind of come up in different things and on my heart just in the last couple of weeks of just different things in the team and conversations that I've had. And I think if we remember that, it seems super basic, right? But if we remember those things, I think there's really nothing stopping us but us if we are ourselves and you do the same things, wash, rinse, repeat over and over and over, right? So I'll mute myself, E, and you can comment.
So something else that I don't know this necessarily goes exactly along with the personality thing, but it does kind of have to do with excuses a little bit, and feeling stuck and kind of telling ourselves the whole well, it'll all happen in God's timing. And you know what? That is 1,000% true, because absolutely nothing in this entire world happens outside of God's timing. Everything happens within God's timing. There isn't anything that we can do to derail his perfect plan and his timing. But I will say, hiding behind that is not something that we want to do. It's really not okay, because if I'm just, I just became a mother, let's say, and my kids are, being super disrespectful and super naughty and throwing tantrums and just being, really not good people. And I say, well, they'll just turn out in God's good timing and it's all fine and all that. But you know what is, I have a responsibility to that child. God gave me that child. That child is a gift from God. And my job is to discipline that child and to raise that child and to love that child and to do all those things to help that child hit those milestones and be a respectful, contributing member of society and all those good things. And it's no different than this business and this opportunity that we've been given. I see this Plexus thing as nothing short of a gift from God. It's something that he placed in my life. He placed some amazing men and women on my team, and I have a responsibility to be obedient to that calling in my life, to this gift that he's given me. And that means that that I walk out that obedience every day and reaching out to new people and loving my team and being trying to always work to be a better leader for my team. So yes, everything absolutely is going to happen in God's timing. There's no way around that. But we also have a responsibility to be obedient and to take care and to be good stewards of that gift and that opportunity that he's given us. And like Brooke said, maybe, things don't happen. Maybe we feel stuck. Maybe we feel this, maybe we feel that, but we still have a responsibility to take action every single day and to put that work in and all those good things. So I apologize if that sounds a little bit harsh. I know that I myself have said that before, like, well, because I'm scared that things aren't going the way that I want them to go. And I'm feeling, worried, or maybe I felt stuck, and I just, well, all in God's good timing. And I'll just kind of, turn off my phone and close my computer and set everything off to the side and, out of sight, out of mind, because it scares me. But like Brooke said, we need to take action every day, because that is our responsibility as team leaders. That's our responsibility as team members. That's our responsibility to all of our loved ones who, haven't heard about the health opportunity and the business opportunity and all those things. So that's just been something that's been kind of rolling around in my head and on my heart a lot lately, is trying to not hide behind some of those very valid things that we kind of tell ourselves, those things that we put up and we construct to protect ourselves from that fear. Because yes, God's perfect timing is exactly what we're all walking in every single day, but we also have to be good stewards of all the things that he's given us. So I won't ramble anymore. I feel like I've been talking a long time now and I'm taking up everybody's time, so I'm going to mute myself again. Brooke, if you have anything to add to that or anything like that, go for it.
That was probably above Erin's word limit for the day. No, we joke about that. She talks way more than she used to. That was not a long time. But I agree with that. I know we talked a little bit about this during last month, and that huge climb to Sapphire was that I had a girl message me during that process. And if you guys were on that call, you might have heard me say this. She told me, she's like, well, this business hasn't moved as much as I'd like it to. But I'm just, praying that it'll all happen in God's timing. I said, that's great. You pray like it depends on God, and you work like it depends on you, because you have to put in the effort. Like, God's going to match your effort. He's going to double your effort. I mean, he's going to do whatever he wants to do, but he's not going to do it without you. Like, you can't sit on a park bench and wait for a business to be dropped in your lap. So, I think there is some truth to that. And I think we do have to rely on God, but it obviously requires our effort. But I agree with that, for sure, what Erin was saying. But the one thing that just popped in my head that when we talked about like being somebody other than you, something I wrote down was that earlier is that no one can do you. Like, no one can be you. No one can do you like you do you. That was a lot of those words. If I try to be you, I'm going to look like a fool. If you try to be me, you're going to look like a fool. Just be you, because you are exactly what you're supposed to be. You are exactly enough. You are the way God made you. He made you that way for a reason. You can communicate with people in ways that I cannot. I can communicate with people in ways that you cannot. There are people on this team that I've talked to, and they're like, yeah, maybe. And then they join other people on my team, which is a blessing. I'm glad it's on my team. But I mean, it doesn't always happen that way. But someone else communicated with them better than I could. They connected with them better than I could. Not everybody has the right way to say something, or the right connection with every person. So you be you, and that's all you have to do. I mean, but you have to do it and do it consistently and put in the work. So Some exciting things that we have coming up that are reasons to work. Like I think, I know when Aaron said you have to be good stewards, and because we've been given this opportunity, I think you have to be good humans. Like someone shared Plexus with you, and I don't know about you, but if you feel like $1 million and you remember the way you used to feel like in that pre-Plexus crappy self, then it's your human obligation to pay it forward. So business aside, you better be helping somebody feel better, period. That's my stance on that. I can say that here because you guys are all workers. I don't say that quite like that on the team page, but I think it's completely selfish to keep it to yourself. I mean, really, that's the transparent, that's the brain dump right there. Totally unedited. But we have exciting things coming up. So we have the convention contest, like through the end of the month. Like that's a good reason to continue sharing with people, period. And then we have right after that closes, like as if that's not exciting enough, then we have Too Big to Miss. That I know Aaron and I talked about this, but the last time Plexus came out with anything, well, anytime Plexus comes out with anything, it gives you a brand new reason to reach out to people. And this is obviously big enough that they think it's important to invite people to corporate and to live stream it. Like this will launch our businesses. So if it's all this month, if you are reaching out to people and people tell you no, it's okay. Or don't even mention Plexus. Start conversations for them so they are already ready, and you're not that stranger from kindergarten when you reach out to them next month about whatever they release in Too Big to Miss. Spend all of this month rekindling relationships, maybe trying to get people to join your team. And if it doesn't work, you've already primed that for next month. So you have a great chance to reach out to them. And you're really not, that person who's stalking Facebook. And okay, so then I just realized that I skipped over something earlier. So on my notes, speaking of reaching out to people, when people tell me that they run out of contacts or they don't have anybody else or they've run out of people to talk to, I haven't decided what I'm going to do. You guys need to help me. But I joined Plexus April 19th of 2015. So I'm coming up on 3 years, which is crazy. And I know I've said this in another call and I've told 100 people in the last week, 3 years in the ER was 3 long years. I remember every minute of it. Jane knows what it's like to put in 3 years in the ER. Holy moly. 3 years in Plexus is like a blink of an eye, you guys. It is so easy. I mean, not easy. I mean, it's fun. Compared to the ER, it's easy. These people that tell us no do not spit on us, and they are not horribly mean to our face, just on Messenger. So it is fine. Right, Jane? We can handle this. This is virtual meanness. It's all good. I'm just kidding. But I mean, literally, for 3 years, I have not run out of people to talk to. So I'm always making new friends. Everywhere I go, I talk to people. I will talk to anybody in any store, in any restaurant, any waitress, anybody at any hotel. I, have joined moms groups. I have gone by myself, to Chick-fil-A with my kids because my kids are playing and I make friends with the moms. And I don't always do that just because I'm out scouting for people for Plexus. I genuinely like talking to people, but if I can bless their lives with Plexus and they want to join my team, then that's an amazing thing. So I've literally never run out of people. And I'm seriously probably certain that I've still not contacted everybody on my contact list, from kindergarten, college, high school, because I meet new people and I start contacting them. So if I went through everybody that I've ever known, I promise you there's people I've not reached out to. So everybody knows hundreds of people, hundreds. So we never, ever run out, and we continue to build that network every single day. So anyways, that gives you, there's people that have been in Plexus a lot longer. Oh, go ahead.
Can I just say something real quick? Obviously, I'm not a person who likes to talk to people or new people or anything. And even I haven't run out of people to talk to. So if I had 200 friends on Facebook when I started, guys, 200, that's it. And I'm still finding people to talk to all the time. So seriously, if this loser can do it, there's no reason that any of y'all can't do it. And I'm not a loser. I know I'm a child of God, but you know what I mean. What?
I'm telling you to stop it.
Oh, I know. Stop it. I did. I said I'm a child of God, but you know what I mean. If I'm a person who doesn't even like to talk to people, I like you guys, don't get me wrong. I don't like to talk to new people. I haven't run out of people. So go get them. There's no reason that you guys can't, because you guys are way cool.
Oh my gosh, you're such a goober. So I was one of Aaron's 200 Facebook friends, so I feel really privileged. Seriously. So, yeah. But yeah, no, I think there's good things coming up. We have every single Thursday we have a live event, right? So every single Thursday you have a place to funnel people. And um, you know, we have this, like I said, the too big to miss coming up. We have convention contests closing out. There are lots of reasons to be excited. I mean, I know we've said over and over again, it's the best time to be in Plexus. Like I don't know when's a bad time to be in Plexus, quite honestly, but it just keeps getting better. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm super stoked to see what they come out with, because they don't come out with something just because it's like selling somewhere else and we should like match it and try to take some of that market. They only come out with things that make sense, that relate to our company and what we believe in. So I have some ideas, but I can't even wrap my head around about how they would even possibly do this, because it'll knock our socks off. So um, that's all I really had. I don't want to keep you guys forever, but you guys can certainly unmute, ask any questions, anything you got. Open mic.
Brooke, check the chat.
Oh. Oh, okay. Tina says, take God as our partner and all things in life are possible. Absolutely. And then how do you bring up Plexus to a waitress? Okay. So what I have done, so they're great because you're never going to see them again. So it doesn't matter if you totally screw it up, which I have done plenty of times, I'm certain. Because the first time I did, I'm sure I was a complete awkward idiot. So I think I'm getting better at this. But the last several times I've done that, I took basically, it was Chris McCall. It was one of his videos. Him and Susie said they don't even bring up Plexus. They have their business card and you know their name. It's on your ticket. All you have to do is ask their last name and see if they're on social media. But you know their first name, because if I like them, or I think they would be, I mean, if they're normal or not, okay. I'm not saying normal, like I'm not judging, but I'm saying if they're a complete weirdo, I'm probably not going to give them my business card and try to get them to join my team. If they're anything but a weirdo, I'm making myself sound really bad. I know their name and I'll call them by their name, because we all want to be addressed by our name, right? Like somebody says, hey, Brooke, and I'm like, oh, she knows me. So, I mean, you make that a personal relationship. So as I'm talking to them and I'm thanking them for their good service, I always compliment them. I like to compliment people anyway. I tell them, you know, you would be really great at what I do, and I would love to share it with you. Are you on social media? And if they say yes, I will give them my phone right there and have them put in I'm like, here, will you put your name in there for me so I can send you a message? And I've never had anybody tell me no, ever. And they will put their name in my phone and I will take a screenshot of it so I remember them. And I will send them a message and say, hey, it's Brooke from Buffalo Wild Wings, wherever we are. Like, you know, let me know if I can mail you stuff. You want to talk on the phone? I want to get you some information. And I start like seeing if they're even open to network marketing. That doesn't mean that those are all gonna Megan just said weirdos need gut health too. Oh my gosh, her husband just chimed in. I can't look at the chat because then I see a squirrel and I'm totally distracted. So that doesn't mean that they're all going to join your team, but you've opened that door and you have a new contact. And if nothing else, you have a Facebook friend, and they are all my Facebook friends. Whether they or not they unfollow me, I don't know. But what if they don't join my team, but then 2 years from now, their dad is diagnosed with diabetes and they remember I said something about blood sugars and then they get in contact with me. You have no idea what that one contact, just because you don't sign that person up, or they're not sick, you know, they don't join your team and they don't do whatever. That doesn't mean that was totally in vain. That doesn't mean that was without, you know, a purpose. You don't know what that purpose is. You don't know when that's going to come to be, or when they're going to contact you, or when the time is going to be right for them to be interested. And it may not be about them. I thought Plexus was about me feeling better, and it was certainly not about me. So you don't know, you know, when they're going to reach out to you and why. So if that helps, I've done different things. I mean, I've left them notes. I always leave them notes if I don't talk to them. I write on the back of the receipt, you know, thank you for your amazing service. I'm always looking for great people to join my team, and I leave my business card. Whether or not that goes straight in the trash, I don't know, but it didn't take any effort of mine to compliment them and see if they're interested. Any other questions? And you're right. Megan's husband, you're right. Weirdos do need gut health too. It might be less weird. Anybody? Anybody? Anybody on here still on the wait list for convention? Or is everybody going in? Everybody's in? Okay. I mean, that wants to be. It's good. Erin says I'm a little less weird. Megan says she's way less weird and socially awkward. Oh my gosh. Tina's hubby needs a ticket. Yep, he's on the wait list, right? Okay, well, if everybody doesn't have anything else, we'll go. I don't want to keep everybody forever. You have something, Kim, or are you just waving? Just waving? Okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us and letting us kind of dump our brain on you. Wes, you're not weird. You guys are so funny. Letting us kind of brain dump on what is on our mind this week. And yeah. What you got, Jane? Or did you just unmute yourself?
Oh, whoops, sorry.
I thought you wanted to talk to me.
I got nothing. My phone died, and then I went out of the meeting, and then I came back in and totally forgot to hit mute. So I totally missed the last 2 minutes of the meeting.
We were just talking about how gut health makes us less weird.
Oh, well, I don't know about that because I was weird before. I'm still weird.
I know. Which means I should stop prejudging the weirdos and offer it to them too. I'm just kidding. I really don't. That was not a very good description of what I do. Whatever.
Well, I don't want a complete weirdo to have my phone number.
Okay, there's that. Although I say that, but I gave my business card out to anybody who would talk to me on the Vegas Strip. So I'm not sure I can really discriminate against weirdos. Right? If you are gutsy enough to be panhandling on the side with a sign that you made and you're working for dollars, if you're working that hard for a few bucks, I'll get you on my team and teach you you work that hard, you'll make some serious money. Those people are persistent.
True.
That's right. All right, ladies. Well, you guys have a good night. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.